It was about 2010, 2011, and it was a week before Christmas, and I had real bad asthma when I was younger, and so around that time I had to go to the hospital because I had pneumonia, and the doctors wanted to keep me overnight because my oxygen levels were real low, and they said that I wasn't safe to go home. So they gave me a couple nebulizers, they gave me some IV, they tried to do everything to get my oxygen levels back up and gave me medications for bronchitis. Well, as the night passed by, I got worse and they decided to airlift me. And all the medications that I was on caused me to hallucinate and go crazy in the helicopter, so they had to sedate me. They're not supposed to sedate an asthmatic child, and that's what threw me into a coma. And so as I was in air support on my way to Albuquerque to Presbyterian, I flatlined one time in the helicopter. They revived me. When I got to Presbyterian, they put me on an intubator, which helps you breathe when you're unconscious, and I flatlined 2 more times at the hospital, and the doctors and nurses all jumped on me and tried to revive me those couple times. They thought they were gonna lose me, but some people call me a miracle. When I was in physical therapy, I was real weak. I couldn't stand up on my own, I couldn't walk, I had no balance. And there's things in your ears called gyros, those were totally off balance. And so they had me on a gait belt which goes around your waist, and they would help me walk, they would help me just play basketball, baseball, catch a football, basic stuff like that. And since I didn't have balance, I was riding a tricycle for about a month. And from there I just kept getting stronger, eating a bunch of proteins, a bunch of carbs, whatever the hospital felt was right for me, plus the medicines that I was on. And so from there I kept getting stronger and I kept developing more muscle. All that really helped because they said I wasn't going to be able to do that stuff. I was going to be paralyzed from the waist down, and I was going to be considered a traumatic brain injury. And so I proved them wrong, and I'm happy I did because I would miss playing basketball and all the sports I do. This previous year I went to cross country, state cross country, and me and one of my other buddies, but that just shows me how much stronger I've gotten. My dad, he passed away before I went into a coma, but he was my coach when I was younger in basketball, and he always told me, "You're not gonna give up." He said, "We're not like that." He said, "I didn't raise you to be like that." He said, "You either give it all you got or you go home." And so every time I get on that court or I get on the course, I give it all I got just for him. The story behind this is that he blessed me with a little brother, and my brother and I are 9 years apart, and I know that's a big difference, but still, he's like my best friend. He reminds me a lot of my dad, and he looks up to me like I'm his dad. And whenever he asks me about him, I break down sometimes, but I have to tell him what kind of person he is. And I know I may be real tough on him, but that's the way my dad was, and that's how come I'm so successful where I am today.